Oh, Brian Johnson, you fucking turd. Is anyone surprised? Because there's a lot of you that have been pouring out your hard earned money to this liar king. And I've said it from the start. I know that I'm one of the first guys that coined him as the liar king. Because I've started my videos for this channel based on people's lies. Because there's absolutely nothing that I hate more than a liar, a cheater, or a thief, except for all three. And Brian Johnson, you're all three. Now maybe you've caught Derek's video on More Plates, More Dates. Maybe you watched Johnny Bravo's video. But I'm sure everybody's going to be making a video now on the Liver King. Or as I have always called him, the Liar King. But this video is going to be a little different, and here's why. Because maybe Derek's going to look at this from a physiological perspective. Maybe Johnny Bravo is going to look at this from a cinematic perspective. But I'm going to look at this from a bullshit artist perspective. And in reality, let's go ahead and let's clump all of his little fucker buddies. Like that Paul Saladino guy. Now this goes out to a lot of you younger guys who maybe you don't necessarily understand how vital honesty is in your life. I have taught all of my kids, and I will teach all of you. You stand by your character. That is all you have in this life. Who you truly are and how you treat other people. That is your character. You can either choose to be as honest and transparent as you possibly can with yourself and with others, or you can live behind a mask or a facade. Just as Brian Johnson has done here. And all of his buddies who put together a financial package to take your money with schemes, gimmicks, and fake ass facades. Now, maybe a lot of you are going to say, well, he put on a show, or maybe he created a character. I'm sure that's what he's been telling himself. But to go on every fucking show, and interview, and podcast, and say, oh, do you think if I was on steroids, would I have these appendages, my legs? For you to look people in the eye, like your wife and kids, and everybody else watching you on video, Brian Johnson, and to lie directly to everybody, you gotta be a real piece of shit. That's what you gotta be. You're not a real man. And I really do hope that all these people following this ancestral living bullshit will start to call him out. Because a liar should be held responsible, don't you think? Maybe this guy is actually a bigger thief than any of you realized. I'm not gonna say I told you so. But in reality, I did tell you so. This man has made billions. Billions! Off of lies. And if any of you think that's okay, then this is not the right channel for you to be watching. Because I think that is disgusting. That is cowardly. That is the lowest of the low. And for this guy to tell everybody, oh, these abs are real. Now, obviously, the harsh truth is that steroids are not miracle cures. But that man's been taking loads of growth hormone. Loads of growth hormone. To look the way he does. That's why he has that look. That look that Brian Johnson maintains, that is tons of growth hormone. With little doses of steroids. The good stuff. The Winstrol, the Deca, the Tren. All the good stuff that keeps you lean and shredded. While adding that growth hormone size and muscle tissue. And sadly enough, there's a lot of you that didn't believe it. I've made a lot of videos on the Liar King. Please go ahead and watch them. And many people said, oh, you're just jealous because you're clout chasing. Oh, he's got, what does he have? Now, he's got a bed full of lies. A hard ass wooden pallet bed full of lies. So go sleep in that bed, Brian Johnson. I hope you're proud of yourself. And in reality, I bet you he is, because you know what? He's already made billions. He made his money. And now he gets to walk away. So should he get to walk away? That's the question. Should a thief get to walk away? Should a liar get to walk away? Because in reality, is what he did so bad? He created a character, lived a storybook life in the story. Like, not Brian Johnson, he created the Liver King. And then he stole your money. Now, maybe it's not Brian Johnson that we need to go after. Maybe contractually he was bound to lie to everyone from the companies that he represented. So who is the head of these companies that he represented? Because someone in that line of people chose, we're going to make a lot of money off of lying to everyone else. So friends, I really do hope that this is your wake-up call. That you cannot trust most of the people on YouTube. And I will revert back to what I originally said, which is, I take great pride in my character. I take great pride in the fact that I haven't lied to my children, to my family members, or to you. And I hope and pray for all of you, especially you young guys, that you will build a life of integrity, that you will build a person that you want to become based off of honesty and truth. I have been fully transparent with all of you from the start about anything and everything that I take. And that is honestly what I believe you deserve, because that's what I would want. Because growing up as a kid, watching all of these bodybuilders that I emulated, looked up to, that I admired, I wanted to know the truth. And publicly, a lot of them didn't tell the truth. But privately in the gym that I started at, a lot of them were very honest. So I knew there was a discrepancy between what these people were saying. And that's also how I knew that Brian Johnson was nothing but a liar, king of the liars. Am I being too harsh on him? I don't think so. Because I'm standing up for all of you. I'm standing up for all of us who have been lied to. Not just by Brian Johnson, but by all the people who are associated with him, who built the Liver King empire. So I'm sure that a lot is going to start pouring out in the very near future. And I want to encourage all of you that as we gather more information, you look at it strictly. You look at it with an eye of honesty. That you demand to know the truth. Because that is what you deserve. And you don't have to associate with liars. You don't have to watch the channels of liars. You don't have to be friends with the liars. You don't have to associate with your family members who are liars. I know some liars. I know some pathological, sick, psychotic liars. Well, actually only one. I know a very sick, psychopathic liar who has lied and would lie to anyone about anything, including children, including the people that love that person the most. That person was a deceitful liar who created stories and used people and stole things and stole people. And that person doesn't deserve any respect because they are nothing but a facade of lies. And I know that someday all those lies will come out. And I know that someday that pile of lies that will be built upon that person will crush them, because their entire life they've been building that mound, that mountain of lies, much like Brian Johnson has. And I hope and pray that all of you understand that every day you have a choice. The great thing is you get to make that choice of who you surround yourself with, who you associate with, who you become. Do it honestly, in honesty, with full transparency, because at the end of the day, you will have nothing to hide. You will have nothing to be scared about coming to light. You will have nothing to be worried about being told about you. Because when those people tell lies about us, hopefully, we have built a strong enough character based on integrity, transparency, honesty, and hard work that anyone who knows anything about you will see right through those lies. Now, friends, I truly am very disgusted at this point, because I've watched all the interviews that Brian Johnson did with all these other people that made him lots of money, where he denied direct questions about his fake-ass ab implants that never move, about his growth hormone shoulders and lats and nose, and about his trend cuts and his winstrol vascularity and his DECA definition. See, when you've been around PED users long enough, you can see all the signs. You can see all the evidence. And I don't know how anyone who knows anything couldn't see right through Brian Johnson's lies. So the Liver King, I hope that you can sleep at night, because if I were you, I couldn't. But the good thing, I can never be like you. That is why you, Brian Johnson, are the Liar King.